Let's talk about false friends. I mean, those English words that look and sound very similar to some Italian words, but they have completely different meanings. There are a lot, and today we're going to talk about these 10. Welcome to my channel, io sono Miriam Romeo, e se capisci l'inglese ma non riesci a parlarlo come vorresti, then I would love to be your English coach. Make your English sound smoother and more convincing with the 5 tips I have for you in my free pronunciation class. Click on the link in the description box below if you don't want to miss it. Let's start with false friend number 1. Actually. Actually doesn't mean attualmente. Actually means in realtà, veramente. Attualmente in English is currently. Actually, in realtà, currently, attualmente. Now pronounce some sentences with me so the practice will help you remember more easily next time. Fettuccine Alfredo is actually not an Italian dish. I'm currently in between jobs. False friend number 2, eventually. Eventually is not eventualmente. Eventually means alla fine. If you want to say eventualmente, in English you use if, in case, or sometimes possibly, if it's appropriate in the specific sentence. Examples. We eventually found the restaurant, but it was closed. In case you feel worse, call me. False friend number 3, confident. Confident doesn't mean confidente. Confident means sicuro di sé, convinto. And confidence doesn't mean confidenza either. Confidence is sicurezza, autostima. If you want to say confidente, in English, you use the word confidant, which is actually French. And if you want to say confidenza, in English you use intimacy, closeness. I'll give you these examples. You're very confident. I admire your self-confidence. We don't have that kind of intimacy. We're not that close. False friend number 4, romance. Romance does not mean romanzo. Romance is storia d'amore, a romantic story. Also, genere romantico in movies, books, etc. Romanzo in English is novel. And a novel can also be a romance if it's mainly about a romantic story. Not every great romance lasts forever. I've always loved historic novels. False friend number 5, library. The library is not la libreria. The library is la biblioteca. Libreria in English is bookstore if you're talking about the place, the store where you buy books. Or if you mean la libreria as in the piece of furniture where you keep your books, that's bookcase or bookshelf, bookshelves. But it's true that sometimes today we translate library with libreria. When we say things like music library, in Italian we say libreria musicale. But if you think about it, we actually mean a collection. So it's still under the original meaning of library, biblioteca, because that's more of a collection. So again, in general, library, biblioteca, bookstore, bookshelf, bookshelves, libreria. Examples, I'll meet you at the public library. I just bought a new bookcase for my office. False friend number 6, argument. Argument is not argomento. Argument is litigio, discussione. If you want to say argomento, in English you say topic or subject. I just had an argument with my boss. Let's change subject. False friend number 7, factory. Factory is not fattoria. Factory is fabbrica. Fattoria in English is farm. And by the way, fabric is not another word for factory. Fabric means tessuto. So factory, fabbrica, farm, fattoria, and fabric, tessuto. This factory produces 40% of Europe's steel supply. We bought this organic cheese at a local farm. False friend number 8, cream. When we're talking about food, cream is not crema, it's panna. When you want to say crema, as in crema pasticcera, in English you say custard. Examples: in the 80s, people used to put cream in everything. A little lemon zest is going to give your custard an incredible aroma. False friend number 9, commodity. Commodity is not comodità. Commodity means merce, bene. Comodità in English is, of course, comfort. But you knew that one already, didn't you? Commodity prices have been rising in the last years. Comfort is the most important thing to consider when buying shoes. False friend number 10, parents. We all know that in English, parents means genitori, right? But I have heard people say parents to mean parenti. But parents exclusively means genitori. If you want to say parenti, you use the word relatives. Or sometimes you can just say family if you want to say parenti. I miei parenti, my family. My parents, i miei genitori. My parents have been married for 39 years. I'm having a big Easter lunch with my family. Even my relatives from France are going to be there. And that was it for today. Let me know in the comments if you've ever used any of these false friends the wrong way or other false friends, because as I said, there are a lot. And I'll be doing some other videos on false friends if you think that can be useful. Now open the description box below and click on the link to get my free pronunciation class. And if you want to work with me and you'd like for me to be your personal English coach, contact me at this email address right here. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.